Alright class, welcome to 6.3 Solving Rational Equations. Example 1 has two fractions that equal each other. This is what we used to call a proportion. Okay, and used to solve proportions like this. So two fractions equal to one another, we would cross multiply and get 10x equals 2 times 5 is 10. And you would solve this out and you get x equals 1. Boom, proportion solved. Process is the same except for the problems are a little bigger now. Alright, so first thing we want to do is find our restrictions. Okay, since we have variables in the denominator, there's going to be some restrictions on them. So I have 2x minus 2 can't equal 0. And I have x squared minus 1 can't equal 0. Solve them out. 2x can't equal 2. X can't equal 1. Then we'll add 1, get x squared can't equal 1. Apply the square root property, get x can't equal plus or minus the square root of 1, which is 1. So our restrictions are x can't equal -1 or 1. Okay, so if we get one of those as an answer, then it doesn't count. Step 2. Cross multiply. Alright, so I'll take our first fraction. I can get 15 times 2x minus 2. Come across my other diagonal, I'm going to get equals 5 times x squared minus 1. Okay, and then we solve. So here I'll distribute the 15. I get 30x minus 30 is equal to 5x squared minus 5. I'm going to bring everything to the same side as the x squared. So I'm going to minus 30x and I'm going to add 30. So minus 30x, add 30. This leaves me at 0 equals 5x squared minus 30x plus 25. This problem here has a greatest common factor of 5. So 0 equals 5 times x squared minus 6x plus 5. Now we have to factor. First times last gives me 5. 5 is prime, so only factors are 1 and 5. -1 and -5 multiplied together make +5, and then they add together to make -6. So here we'll get 0 equals 5 times x minus 1 and x minus 5. Set all your factors equal to 0. So 5 equals 0, x minus 1 equals 0, x minus 5 equals 0. And then solve these out. That doesn't work, that's not true. Add 1, x equals 1, add 5, x equals 5. Go back to our restrictions real fast and we can see that x can't equal 1. So we will remove that from our answer choice. So all we have left is x equals 5. Alright, and that's what happens when you have two fractions that equal each other, cross multiply, find the restrictions. Now we have addition and subtraction, so there's a little more work to these ones, but they're still not terribly bad. Step 1 here is I'm going to factor what I can if I have to. So it looks like the only thing that has to be factored is this 3x plus 6. And that has a greatest common factor of 3. Alright, so I'm going to plug that back in. We get 3 over x plus 2 plus 7 over 15 equals 23 times 3 times x plus 2. Okay, and then we'll talk about our restrictions. So any of the denominators that have a variable in it, which looks like it's just x plus 2 right now. X plus 2 can't equal 0. So our final answer can't equal -2. Now to work this out, since no one likes fractions, what I do is I take all the denominators that are on the plus minus side and I multiply the entire equation by those denominators. By on the plus minus side. Okay, and what I mean by the plus minus side is right there. This is the plus minus side. So I have addition or subtraction. And then it's broken up by that equal sign. So all of my denominators on that side, I'll multiply the entire equation by. So like for example, I have x plus 2 and 15. Multiply everything by 15 and x plus 2. Okay, so now I will start to simplify. So cross off what I can. X plus 2 cancels out with x plus 2. 15 cancels out with 15. 15 divided by 3 makes 5. X plus 2's cancel out. So let's write what is now remaining. So I have 15 times 3 plus 7 times x plus 2 equals 5 times 23. So I'll continue to simplify and clean this up. 15 times 3 is 45. Distribute the 7. 7x plus 14. And 5 times 23 is 115. Combine like terms on the same side of the equal sign. We get 7x plus 59 equals 115. Simplified. Now we solve. Okay. Minus 59. Yes, 7x equals 56. Divide by 7. X equals 8. Check our restrictions real fast. Restrictions are x can't equal -2, so we're good. Final answer. Okay, and that's basically what we do for each one of these problems. Alright, example 3 is already factored for us, so I'll write that step down anyway. So factor. And then we'll state our restrictions. Okay, again, looks like it's only x minus 2 in the denominator, so x minus 2 can't equal 0. So x can't equal 2. So hold on to that for later. Alright, step 3 here. We're going to multiply by our denominators. On the plus minus side. So once again, this here where the addition is, right there, addition plus minus sign. So all of my denominators here are 6 and x minus 2. So 6, x minus 2, 6, x minus 2, 6, x minus 2. Now we will simplify. Cross off what I can. Minus 2's go away. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 6's go away. X minus 2's go away. So I'm going to write what's remaining, which is 2 times x plus 1 is equal to 5x times x minus 2 plus 1 times 6, which is 6. Continue to simplify. I will distribute. 2x plus 2 equals distribute 5x squared minus 10x plus 6. Okay, step 5 will be to solve. First thing I'm going to do is get everything on the same side as the x squared. So minus 2x minus 2. So here I get 0 equals 5x squared. Negative 10 minus 2 is negative 12x plus 4. No greatest common factors, so I'll do first times last. Gives me 20. Factors of 20, 1 and 20, 2 and 10, 4 and 5. Looks like negative 2 and negative 10 are going to work for us. They multiply to positive 20 and add the negative 12. So 0 equals x minus 2, x minus 10. Don't forget, when a is greater than 1, we have to slide and divide. Just divide both of those by 5. And we'll simplify them. You don't have to slide here because we're solving. So x minus 2/5, x minus 2. We'll break these factors apart. Pull them over there with a little more space. So x minus 2/5 equals 0. And x minus 2 equals 0. Solve, add 2/5, add 2/5. So x equals 2/5. Add 2 on the right, so x equals 2. Check our restrictions, go back. We see that x can't equal 2, so we only have one solution. X equals 2/5. Dun dun dun. Alrighty. Go on to our next one. Let's factor. So it looks like 4x plus 2. Sorry, my children are terrorizing the house. Greatest common factor is 2 there, so we get 2x plus 1. Alright, and then my restrictions. Sorry. Bear with, guys. Okay, so I'm going to set my denominators equal to 0. So I have 2x plus 1 can't equal 0. Solve it out. Divide by 2. So x can't equal negative 1/2. Okay, put everything back together. I have x over 3 plus 3 over 2 times 2x plus 1 equals x plus 2 times 2x plus 1. I like putting parentheses around binomials are larger. Now this comes the multiply part. Everything by your denominators. I'm not going to write it out because it's a lot to write. Scroll up if you need to see it. So, I don't want to do Christmas colors. I'll do orange. Alright, so multiply everything by the 3, the 2, and the 2x plus 1, because that is on the side of the plus minus. So 3, 2, 2x plus 1. 3, 2, 2x plus 1. 3, 2, 2x plus 1. Now we'll start to simplify. So I got 3's go away, 2's go away, 2x plus 1's go away, 2x plus 1's go away there as well. So all my denominators are canceled out, which is why I like to multiply everything by the denominators, because now we just work with regular traditional algebra problems. My assistant, Miss Leanie Brevely, is in the room as well, working on her Play-Doh. Okay, so let's clean this up. We get 2x times 2x plus 1 plus 9 equals 6 times x plus 2. Distribute the 2x, so I'm going to get 4x squared plus 2x plus 9 equals 6x plus 12. Okay, we're simplified. Now I have to solve. So I'm going to subtract 6x minus 6x minus 12 minus 12. 4x squared minus 4x minus 3 is now equal to 0. We'll do first times last. Will give me negative 12. Factors of 12. So, looks like I'm going to use negative 6 and a positive 2. Multiplied to make negative 12 and added to make negative 4. So x plus 2, x minus 6 equals 0. Again, slide and divide method. Divide everything by 4. Simplify the fractions, so x plus 1/2, x minus 3/2 equals 0. Okay, now I'm going to pull the fractions apart, or the factors I should say, and then I'm going to solve them. So we'll subtract 1/2 minus 1/2, x equals negative 1/2. Add 3/2 and add 3/2. Get x equals 3/2. Any of my restrictions? Negative 1/2 can't be. Alright, so it looks like can't have negative 1/2. So our final and only answer is x equals 3/2. Alright, 2 more examples to go. Okay, let's continue on. So let's factor where we must. And it looks like this one right there is only 1. X squared minus 3x minus 10. Get first times last gives me negative 10. 1, 10, 2, and 5, so plus 2 minus 5. Okay, that'll be that factored. Step 2 is my restrictions. I'll just work on these left to right. Okay, I have x plus 2 can't equal 0. X minus 5 can't equal 0. And this right here factored is already x plus 2, x minus 2. So don't need to worry about that. So minus 2 minus 2. So x can't equal negative 2. Add 5. X can't equal 5. So restrictions are negative 2 and 5. So let's begin the process of multiply everything. We get x plus 2 plus 7 over x minus 5 equals 14 divided by x plus 2 x minus 5. So I'm going to multiply everything by this x plus 2 and this x minus 5. It brings balance to the force. Okay, so multiplied, now we simplify. X plus 2's go away, x minus 5's go away, x plus 2 and x minus 5 goes away. Very nice. So we get x times x minus 5 plus 7 times x plus 2 equals 14. So let's simplify here. X times x is x squared. X times negative 5 is negative 5x. Plus 7x plus 14 equals 0. X squared. Combine like terms. Let's get the purple back out. Combine like terms. Why did I put 0? It's a backtrack step. That should be equals 14. Jumping the gun. Okay. So I got plus 2x plus 14 equals 14. Subtract 14. So x squared plus 2x equals 0. Very nice. So solve. Here we have a GCF of x. So x times x plus 2 equals 0. Pull up some space from over here. But x equals 0 and x plus 2 equals 0. So that one's solved. And that's minus 2. X equals negative 2. Check my restrictions. X can't equal negative 2. So that means that is not an answer. Only answer is x equals 0.